Hi, my name is Nick Shell, and I want to ask you a question. We obviously know we live in a world that is very PC now, right? And it's so easy for people to be offended and insulted. And you'll see these headlines, and it'll say, the internet's freaking out about, or you'll never believe, and they have all this clickbait in the title, because ultimately, this week, who's getting offended? And I believe to a certain degree, maybe not everybody's getting offended. Maybe a few certain people are. So then that becomes the news, because that's how much of a game we're playing with this whole politically correct thing. And I think it's interesting too that it used to be what was offensive was what was vulgar. Certain words or certain subjects to talk about were taboo and offensive and R-rated, and that's how you'd offend people. But in this decade we live in now, in 2018, this year right now, the way that you're offensive is if you say something that possibly hurts the identity or goes against the identity of a certain group of people, perhaps, right? That's the way that you're offensive today. That's what causes you to have to apologize if you're a famous actor and you say something on Twitter. Now you have to apologize or your career's over. So I want to explore this side of it though. What does it mean if you're someone who cannot be offended? Now Nick Shell teaches being offended is a choice, always. Just like choosing to forgive another person is always a choice. Some people say, well, I can never forgive them for that. Well, there's other people who have forgiven them for something even worse. So yes, you could. It is a choice. You could choose not to be offended, but I think a lot of people allow themselves to be offended because why? I'm a good person. If I'm a good person, they can't do that to me. I deserve better, and deserve is a dangerous word, right? So what does it say about me that no one can offend me? I've made multiple videos. I've made multiple articles online that I've posted, and I've invited the free world, please offend me, say something to offend me. No one ever offends me, and most people don't even try, because how's that gonna make you look if you're hurling insults at some random guy who's begging for it? That's not fun, right? So what does it mean that I can't be offended? That I made a conscious choice to shut off the breaker switch and say no one can negatively offend me, no one can insult me. If I'm driving down the road and someone flips me off or honks the horn at me because they think I'm going too fast or too slow, that my blood pressure will not change at all. I'm Nick Shell, I'm a confident person, and I control my own emotions. Now, what does that say about me? Psychologically, what does it say about me that every day you look on your phone here, you look at your articles, oh, what's going on this? Oh, here's who's being offended now, this week. Here's what articles are trending because people are being offended now. And then I'm the outsider thinking, I don't subscribe to that. No one can offend me because I don't let them. Now, what does that say about me? I say it means that I'm a confident person who knows who I am. Maybe some people would say, well, Nick, you're privileged. Maybe it's your privilege where you are in life that you don't have to worry about this. Maybe so. I don't know. That's why I'm making the video. That rhymed by accident. So in the comments, I want us to discuss this. The fact that I'm telling you you can't offend me because it would be my choice to let you. Meanwhile, it's the thing to do. The thing to do is to get offended. Articles will be trending every week about this. People on Twitter will be offended daily. Meanwhile, Nick Shell just does his own thing and doesn't worry about it because Nick Shell can't be offended. Imagine all the people in the world, every day they live their life, at any moment, anybody can offend them and insult them. Anyone could cause that person to not want to forgive that person. Meanwhile, I walk around thinking, no one can offend me today, and I'll forgive anybody. What is it? What is it today? But it's funny, when I go into my life that way, I end up not really needing to forgive anybody because no one's offending me. Is that groundbreaking? That if you choose to not be offended, coincidentally, you have less forgiving to do? What do you think about that?